Thanks everybody, just couldn't see myself on my own page. And get some cheap fuel too on the way back. It's on till 2 PM, not 2.5 hours. It'll take me about 40 minutes to get there. Please like and subscribe.
The bin, Luke. Look, Hollywood's enjoyed a long love affair, mixing sport and comedy. And when you consider how most people play golf, you know, especially me, it's tailor-made for laughs, really.
Hey, Gypsy.
But you've got to think back to classics like Caddyshack in the 80s.
Oh, yes.
The 90s. Yeah, exactly. And in the
Hope you're doing okay.
Tin Cup and Happy Gilmore. But it seems to be enjoying a bit of a renaissance now with Stick. And there's also talk of Happy Gilmore 2 being in the works as well.
Yeah.
Look, this star's very popular. Luke Wilson. He's alongside Mark Maron. He's playing a former USPGA champion who's down on his luck. Public meltdown ended his career on a sour.
Yeah, it was pretty bad last night. Not the amount of rain, not the actual
a teenage
intensity of it, just
accidentally discovered.
How big it was on the radar.
Territory for fans of Luke Wilson playing the lovable loser. I enjoyed it.
So I suppose it's only going to be like little showers here and there.
It's got a lot of heart. The show does a good job keeping things light, and there's a lot of really nice generational humour. But yes, as you pointed out,
it's just off the highway anyway, so it's not that hard to get to.
The Ted Lasso hole again, I'd say.
Yes, it sounds like it. I wonder if there's anyone that has played golf or is still playing golf that hasn't had a crack at the Happy Gilmore 3 steps into the drive. I've probably had half a dozen days I've missed every time. How have you gone with that?
Oh, look, you know, as a more of a cricketer.
In 400 metres, turn right to stay on Metro Road 5.
It doesn't
work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. The first rule I say, keep your head still.
Yeah, exactly right, which is pretty hard as you're moving around. Hey, Terry, great to chat again, mate. We'll talk again soon. Take care of yourself.
Thanks very much, Lee.
Take the next right to stay on Metro Road 5.
Screaming reviewer. I'll be having a look at that one for sure, the golf thing with Stick. And you know what? I haven't got into hacks yet. I should. You know.
Continue on Metro Road 5 for 2 kilometres.
Them, of course. The failing and aging bit. All right, I've got that. And Barbara says, Luke, great show. Last anniversary on Binge is good. Set around the Hawkesbury Islands, another Leanne Moriarty meditation. Thank you, Barbara, very much. I asked earlier about the COVID booster because I'm going on holiday soon. G'day, Luke. Read the COVID booster. This booster won't stop one from getting COVID if the immune system is down, but it will dissipate the severity. if people are visiting nursing retirement homes, they should ensure they're not at risk of putting COVID into these areas for obvious reasons. Okay. Well, Paul, thank you, mate. I appreciate that feedback. I'll have another chat to my doctor who says, yes, go and get it. But I can't tell you how many people have said, don't do it. And people have said, for goodness sake, do it. Split down the middle. And it's not a popularity contest. It's about science, right? So, yeah. Thank you for the contribution. I do struggle with that. I simply don't know. And I still don't know, quite frankly. Back in a sec.
Stuck in traffic? Your muscles can still relax. Swiss Ulti-Boost Magnesium Glycinate supports muscle relaxation, a superior absorption form compared to magnesium oxide. Shop Swiss at Chemist Warehouse. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Come on down to Little Star Baby Co. We're our 3 conveniently located stores offer quality products.
He should have been on the outside of the road there.
And baby yoga.
Even if he was turning into that property.
And crab wheel
he should be come down this way and do
and
it.
teddy bear training.
If business is growing wild, wrangle it with a fast, flexible NAB business loan. NAB. More than money. Terms, conditions, fees, charges, eligibility and lending criteria apply. See nab.com.au for more information.
Is your tech causing chaos? You need Geeks to You. Got a constantly crashing computer, weak Wi-Fi, problematic printer? Our fast and friendly Geeks are available to come to you. No fix, no fee, Geeks guarantee. Geeks to You, part of Officeworks.
The Green Tarragundi is your hidden oasis for modern retirement living with peace of mind. Intentionally designed for aging well, the Green has everything you need for a lifestyle of independence and connection. With a
Sometimes
safety
it backs
net
up
of care
around here.
when you need it. You'll love the generous floor plans, sweeping views, and quality finishes at every
All right,
turn.
take care.
And if you need a little support, the on-site
Yeah, the
care
bottle will
team
be up.
means you'll never be alone. Perfect for now.
These car bots don't go
Search the Green
into the
Tarragundi today.
members
Go
one.
Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones. And up to
If anything, I'll just cut driving out and
all the big brands
leave the
on
car
sale.
show. Sometimes I
Save
won't.
$400
I'll just
on
mark it.
Samsung 75-inch QLED TV, now under $2,000. And LG 8-kilo front loader
So hopefully,
down to just
by the ad, it
$599.
reckons about 100 cars.
Deals on
So we'll
discounted
see.
lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus big brand mattresses, bedroom
This one
furniture,
only supposed to happen
kids'
once a
storage
year.
pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly
For some
clearance.
reason.
Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Paddock sheds and stockyards across Australia. Farmers are doing it tough. The pressure of natural disasters, financial strain and isolation are causing stress, anxiety and exhaustion. At Rural Aid, we're working to
people got
provide
lives, they
better
gotta do
mental health
things.
in the bush with counselling, crisis support and
Can't always be
long-term
on YouTube.
wellbeing programs for rural
No,
communities.
In
Oh, well,
200
it's on there.
metres, at the roundabout, take the second exit and stay on Metro Road 5.
Donate today and help us take action for rural mental health at ruralaid.org.au.
Did you know that coal, like that mined by Glencore, helps make the cement and steel for the grandstand of our
dirty
local
words,
footy
coal.
clubs?
Come on, the mighty roads!
You'd be surprised the way coal, metals and minerals like those mined by Glencore help make our way of life possible. Come on!
Glencore Mining, advancing everyday life.
Suffering in pain? Zen Herbal Liniment Spray acts as an anti-inflammatory and contains herbs traditionally used in Chinese medicine to help relieve the symptoms of muscle aches and pains. Minor muscle
In 600 metres, at the roundabout, take the first exit and stay on Metro Road 5.
100ml spray. Available at pharmacies, health food stores and Woolworths. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. If symptoms persist, talk to your healthcare professional.
Revival years. He's 80, John Fogarty. Nothing wrong with that. The album's released in August. It's a 20-track collection, features newly recorded versions of some of his most beloved songs, including this one, which might
Exit the roundabout onto Metro Road 5.
pop in your head and go, oh yeah, remember he's 80. This is him and his sons up and around the bend. Just have a listen.
In 200 metres, at the roundabout, take the second exit and stay on Metro Road 5.
Hey, music. Bug of some sort. Even though I got the feature to take the music out with AI, I noticed Madness didn't have that on her channel. So you must have to have at least 1,000 subscribers to get that feature, I think. And I think they only let you at the moment take out 3 songs in a VOD, but you can only do one at a time. You do one song, takes out the VOD, and you got to go back in and do it singularly. Can't do the whole 3 at one time. Maybe they'll change that in the future. Must be playing the whole song. Usually they don't play anything. It's all music. I mean, all talkback, mate. Music on the brain. Traffic this morning.
you know, like 100 and something, 120 in the air at once, just like, you know, nothing I've ever seen. And Istanbul is just, you know, it's where history began, I think. Like, it was crazy, you know, lovely food, not very expensive. It's one of those things there, you know, if you can take a couple of weeks out of your year, a few times a year, then these days the trips are so good value, so cheap.
Yeah. You know, one of the things he said there is one of the things about travelling is to be surprised. So to actually accept that, I've got to go somewhere perhaps different that I haven't heard everyone talk about and end up being surprised. I mean, you do want, it sounds silly, but you want take-home value from the experience. Do you book your own trips or do you hand the whole lot over to Inspiring Vacations?
I mean, it's all in the name. Like the whole thing with Inspiring, it's great because they do the whole lot from go to woe. So they do your airfares. The trip in Turkey wanted to stay a couple of days extra, so I told them it was sort of based off a base tour of theirs. Can we stay a couple of extra days? They organised the hotels. They rearranged the flights to come back. You always feel like they're 24/7. And that makes it easy because you're going somewhere where they've got their own tour guides, the itineraries, sometimes there's cooking classes, there's a whole lot of, it's super well organised, but it's just, you're surprised sort of thing. You get the itinerary beforehand, but it's always
along with the incredible value.
It is. You want to organise a balloon flight or another cooking class or something extra, then you contact them and they plug that in. So there's no excuse. It's simple.
Yeah.
And it makes all the difference because when you're travelling, that's what you want to do. You just want to enjoy. You don't want to be out on your laptop or your phone trying to work out hotel deals and everything else.
I'm hearing a loud and clear. Now you're probably everywhere or near enough. Too, is there a destination that you've always wanted to go to, that you're about to or hoping to go to?
Well, I suppose, look, two answers to that. One, a couple of years ago we went to Antarctica, and that's like, it is another planet. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Super, super lovely. And then I suppose there's a few places starting to open up at the moment, like the eastern side of Europe, the Stands and the like.
Yeah.
They're super attractive because a bit like Turkey, these places haven't been overrun, so they're not like going to some of these main cities where there's tourists everywhere.
Yeah.
And the food and the people, and like I said, as long as you go with someone like Inspiring, they organise everything, so you always know you're in a good hotel. There's good tour guides. The transport, the whole thing's organised for you. So that's probably where we'll head, Eastern Europe, I think.
Wonderful. Great to talk to you, Alan. Thanks so much, mate.
All the best, Luke.
Yeah, you too. Inspiring Vacations is Australia's leading tour operator, inspiring thousands of travellers to experience the world at unbeatable value. To keep up with the latest events and travel deals, head to inspiringvacations.com or you can call them 1300 886688, 1300 886688. And if you want to know the latest events and travel deals, inspiringvacations.com/events.
Brisbane traffic. Keep the conversation flowing. Call 133 882 or click on message us at 4bc.com.au.
Due to the Brisbane Marathon, we still have quite a few road closures throughout Fortitude Valley and Kangaroo Point, but they should reopen over the next hour and a half. In the city, Riverside Expressway is quite slow northbound towards Petrie Terrace, delays back over the Captain Cook Bridge at Interval and Gabba. At Jindalee, the Centenary Highway is now running slow northbound towards the Jindalee Bridge. The M1 is looking good southbound to the Gold Coast and no problems for the Bruce Highway if you're heading north to the Sunshine Coast. I'm Catherine Hines.
At Officeworks, we won't be beaten on tax time prices with our price beat guarantee. Plus, everything could be tax deductible, from tech to stationery and anything in between. Shop online, in-store or via the app before June 30. Exclusions apply.
Harvey Norman's half-yearly clearance is on now, which means it's a perfect time to update your tech. While stocks last, you'll save up to 30% off Windows 11 computers and new monitors from just $98. There's hot clearance deals on home security, like the Swan Max Ranger 2 camera kit, down to $498. And you can save on mobile phones too, like the Samsung Galaxy S24, now $748. That's a huge $500 saving. You'll find these and more hot deals in-store and online now during Harvey Norman's half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices, guaranteed. Conditions do apply, but you got to be quick. It's on now.
In 3 kilometres, use the right 2 lanes to take the M7 Ipswich motorway exit towards Ipswich, Toowoomba.
Italian Tiles, and we're proud to announce Up Tiles is now the exclusive supplier of Versace tiles for Queensland. So if you're building or renovating and looking for a little bit of luxury, visit Up Tiles. If you haven't been there, you haven't seen it. Visit their award-winning showroom, open 7 days, at 104 Gippy Road, Strathpine. Or online at uptiles.net.
Key Immune Defense and Energy Formula is traditionally used in Chinese herbal medicine to enhance immune function. Formulated with ingredients for year-round immune support, no matter the season. Available at Chemist Warehouse and leading pharmacies. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
1 in 6 Australian children are living with poverty and creating a hidden learning crisis. For too many children like 7-year-old Ella, the invisible barriers of poverty hold them back at school, and it's costing them their chance to build a better future. Every child deserves an equal chance. Don't let poverty stand in their way. Donate by June 30 to provide the extra learning support they need. Search the Smith family.
Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Buy now with no deposit, 16 months interest-free on a participating Latitude credit card and get a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Huge savings in store and online. Shop with no deposit, 60 months interest-free from Latitude Financial Services and get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend.
In 800 metres, use the right 2 lanes to take the M7 Ipswich motorway exit towards Ipswich, Toowoomba.
Don't miss Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance on now.
It's the end of financial year, so take stock of the savings and get a great break at Tyre Power. Buy 3 and get 1 free on...
Use the right 2 lanes to take the M7 exit.
Tyre Power's end of financial year sale. Visit tyrepower.com.au.
About mini strokes, or I think they're properly known as transient ischemic attacks. And it highlighted some new research that found that these mini or minor strokes aren't that minor after all. They occur when there's a disruption of blood flow to the brain, causing symptoms including weakness or paralysis, numbness.
In 600 metres, merge onto M7.
And then people think,
good morning, Luke. No worries.
Good to chat. I hope I said that right. Mini strokes. Is that, as it was reported, correct? That they can come along and disappear, a warning sign, and people think, oh well, that was on with life. That's a danger, isn't it?
It is. No, that article was completely correct. So a transient ischemic attack, which is a bit of mouthful, as you say, otherwise known as a mini stroke, is exactly that. So it's a stroke, but all the symptoms and signs resolve within 24 hours. So that's why it's called transient, which means, short amount of time or a mini stroke.
So what sort of, what does a person go through if they're having a mini stroke and, that's one of those things that they want to move past because all of a sudden they're right again? What are the things to look out for?
Good question. So symptoms and signs are exactly the same as a stroke. So the commonest ones are drooping of the face on one side, inability to lift both arms above the head, slurred speech, and we call those the fast signs, so that's FAS, and then there's a T at the end, which means that it's always a medical emergency. So no matter whether it's the symptoms resolve or whether it's a stroke itself, you always have to seek medical attention, and for a stroke that's calling an ambulance.
Right. If you have a mini stroke, does it necessarily mean you'll have a more significant event later, or does a mini stroke act as, a bit of a warning sign that you can change your lifestyle or whatever, be medicated, and that might reduce the risk of something more serious?
Yeah, absolutely. The TIA or mini stroke is a warning sign. So nearly 1 in 6 people who experience a TIA then go on to have a full-blown stroke within about 3 months. So it should be taken really, really seriously. It's your chance to do something about it. So take it seriously.
What about this cognitive decline that might follow such an event? This was quite key in this New York Times piece. Can you tell me what you know about that?
Yes, so when anything happens to the brain, so if the blood supply to the brain gets cut off, even if it's for a short amount of time, and particularly if that's happening on an ongoing basis, then that's going to lead to difficulties with memory and other cognitive functions. So that's definitely something that the article brought out, and it's something that people need to be aware of as another reason why, you need to get these things checked out.
So that's really important. Cognitive decline, I think most of us accept that it can be a part of ageing, not necessarily, but it can be. So if you're dismissing the mini stroke and you're dismissing the cognitive decline of those around you are, goodness me, you've dug a hole.
In 3 kilometres, take exit 31 towards Mine Street, Redbank.
It could be.
Got to book this in for a well alignment on Monday.
Really,
it's due.
Go to your doctor, get it checked out. It's an indication that something more serious
18 months on these tyres.
Okay, and again, that fast test is face, arms, speech,
I must have had 5 or 6
and the
well
important
alignments.
last bit time.
18
You've got
months.
to act quickly, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
1 million brain cells die every minute after a stroke. So you can get the treatment, the better the outcome. That's why we always say stroke is a medical emergency.
Yeah, brilliant. Dr. Murphy, great to talk to you. Thanks for all that information. It's so very important. I appreciate your time.
Pleasure, Luke.
Good on you. Good on you. Take care. The Stroke Foundation is of Australia is a place to go if you want further details on what we talked about there. But that's that cognitive decline aspect of that is, I think, new or newish from the research we've seen come out of the US during the week. Now it's 6 minutes to midday.
Want up to double extras?
Double extras?
Join AHM Health Insurance before June 30 for up to double your extras limits.
Double your extras limits.
We'll roll over most unused extras to use until July 2026.
Cool.
With AHM, you're good. Exclusions and other T's and C's apply. Find out more at ahm.com.au.
Broken down on the motorway, out of fuel. If you get into trouble on a transurban road, don't stress. Our traffic control route.
In 800 metres, take exit 31 towards Mine Street, Redbank.
And turn on your hazard lights. Our traffic control room operators will see you and send one of our incident response crews to help you get back on your way quickly and safely. At Transurban, we're making every journey a safe one.
Take exit 31.
Feeling stuck? Henry Bloom's Herbalax to the rescue. It relieves constipation and promotes bowel regularity.
In 600 metres, slight left onto the ramp to Collingwood Drive.
Always follow the directions for use.
Best family, one of the greatest.
fucking waiting to come through too, cunt. Fuck it. Bloody music. Yeah, right. Lost the music. Oh. I should put the mic on. Here we go again, music. I have to take 5 minutes and put this mic on. Then I'm going to have to test it through here. Can't be live. Stupid dumb fucking thing. No, it's not live. Been finding on my page. Put these mics on now, see if we can. I can get this done. check and see if it's actually charging. Okay, do one of these mics. I'll have to double check the sound on it too. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, just want to hear it through the speaker. Oh, through the phone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good. No real buzzing in the background. There we go. Please like and subscribe. Music's not so bad up this end. Please like and subscribe. She's running all right. Instant karma. Music's not so bad, Danny. That's clean. It's starting to spit a bit. It's pretty straight. Buick. It's pretty clean and straight. Monaro GTS Coupe for you Americans. Big. would have handled that music all that time. So I'm going. You can't really talk to anybody because of the music anyway. I hate how they put those music things on at these events. You know, it's raining anyway. It's raining and we're here just in time. Oh, well, at least I got to see some of the cars. Nothing really. Well, there were some things. Those Holdens stood out. Get you into the car quick. It starts pissing down. Let me strip you in. Need to make sure you're charging too. It's too wet to be out there. Okay, let me double check that we are charging. Yes, I think we are. Actually glad I got this mic working. Okay. This far, where's your? Yeah, pretty good. Brisbane. "35 minutes.
Two special packages. I got the book, the Perhaps I'm Sentimental book, with all the radio, 60-something poems I've got now on 2GB over the years, and the Smile album, all my favourite songs that I never used to sing on stage because they're really nice and other people wrote them. And then the Essential and Non-Essential, which is 40 songs that I wrote a lot of them and performed. And that package, now, I'm going to be very serious about this. So hang on, that's a prize? Yeah, I'm going to get one of these packages. I'll send it out. And one is for Sydney and one is for Melbourne. Brisbane. Ah, right. Melbourne. All this isn't live. But they're quite specific questions.
Okay.
So here we go. Now, in 1924, who could remember? 1924, the Prince Edward Cinema Theatre opened in Sydney, and it showed a movie that broke the previous record and ran for 30
I'm going to
weeks.
roughly
weeks. 36 mind you, this was when?
1924.
Of course.
And
got to pull over.
That movie
Got the wrong place.
So that's the Sydney one. Now here's the Brisbane question. The Rialto Cinema still exists. It's still there in West End.
Yeah.
And it was built in 1926. And when TV came in the late 50s through the 60s, 70s, you know, most of our cinemas were demolished. It was horrible. You know, really sad because a lot of them were beautiful buildings. Yeah. But the Rialto survived. Here's a question for our Brisbane listeners. After television came in, it survived and still exists today, but the only reason it survived, it started playing foreign movies in foreign languages.
What's this shit doing? Ultrafield. $149. There we go. You go, Rockley. Fucking... There we go. $1.49. 18 minutes. I'd have to put it in fucking drive, eh?
How did you roll, mate? When I went to the Saturday matinee, if I had Jaffers, I wasn't rolling them, I was eating them. I get back Jaffers away, they must have been middle class. But, you know, and Lorraine might also, and anyone in Brisbane, because the cinema another cinema that survived all that is, well, it's changed its name several times, but it's the one that is now owned by Hillsong. It was the Lyceum, then it became the Elite Tribal. That's a bit weird, isn't it, for a cinema? The Elite Tribal. level, and it's 118 years old.
Oh, goodness.
But I know that Hillsong have bought it. They bought it in 2018, and I would like to know, Brisbane listeners, tell us, if you've been there, how much of the interior was preserved, because it lasted all that time, but it did get renovated a few times along the way. I just wonder if they kept the interior, because it had this wonderful balcony and so on. So anyway, anyone knows?
Yeah, 131873. Well done, Lorraine. The answer was Greek, and the other answer, the Ten Commandments. Well done, Rick. Okay, what we'll do here is take a break. We've got so much more to talk about, because Australia, I'm telling you, and Jim, I'm right, we are a tour de force.
Absolutely.
In the cinematic...
The first feature film ever was in Australia.
139 there. Number 149.
You know, the old Sydney rivalry. What do you think was the first movie ever shown of anything in Australia? What would you pick out of Australia? What would be the first thing that was filmed, then there were two others, and it's all relevant, I'm afraid. Melbourne on Boxing Day 1906, and there's quite a bit of work you can see in the library. And the story of the Kelly Gang, unfortunately, it created the myth of Ned Kelly because they didn't stick to the fact that they just made basically a cowboy movie sort of. All the cowboy movies have been so yes, it's very much a nonsense, but of course people to this day still believe the Kelly Gang were a bunch of wonderful blokes, and the truth is different. But anyway, that is something when Boxing Day 1906, yeah, in the world, the first made-up movie where they destroyed the first in the world. We had quite a movie industry. We had terrific silent movies made, and Dave, the sentimental bloke, which is poetry, made it a very successful silent movie. It was a very good movie. It was made by Longford, who was a great movie maker. And look, I think we're going to run out of time, but I was going to ask listeners, what is your favourite quote from an Australian movie? And I bet I know what we'll get. Yeah. But that's not an eye. I've got another one. And also, you know, what's your favourite moment in and what's your favourite song? There's so much to talk about the smiling movies. No, you're a bit noisy.
I watched Mad Max about 30 times.
maybe Smiley wants to lease a capital city port, or Smiley wants a nuke, or
something like that.
And before we wrap up this week, Brian Gadd, we were talking earlier about movie themes, and I don't know why these stick in my head, because no, they are wonderful bits of music and reflective of the time. Have a listen.
Probably a lot of cars backed up in it, or lined up. I thought it was a different place. This is taking me to the wrong one. I thought it was on the other side of the bridge. It must be on the other side of this road. Oh, there it is, 154. There should be one on the other side of the road, down further. I'm in the right place, but just different service station I thought of. Up here on the next intersection. $1.49 better than $1.80. E10 diesel 160 something. Ah, it's this one of these places. You got to prepay. How much is it? 149, E10, 149. Why is E10 and 91 octane the same price? $63. Spider. I get out of here. Check I got this thing on. Okay, see it from the side, yeah. At Rockley, so I need to go to Brisbane. It's just to get my bearings. So where's it? I'm here. Pretty sure I can go that way. I had to go to the toilet. I was busting. Try to want me to go 10 to the right.
Just in. Watch, listen and win with 4BC and 9 News is here. Watch 9 News at 6 Sunday to Thursday for the code word.
Got to be the cheapest petrol in Brisbane, $1.49.9.
Listen and win. It's that easy. So make sure you catch the code word and listen to 4BC Breakfast for the chance to win $1,000 with 9 News on Brisbane's 4BC.
4 out of 5 young people impacted by cancer feel distressed and alone. But there's a flip side to cancer, thanks to Canteen. Help Canteen provide life-changing support for young people impacted by cancer.
Brisbane Markets, I know where I am. Yeah, I'm coming back from it, Cyclops. I'm out near the Rockley Markets. I had to stop and get petrol on the way back. It's so much cheaper out here. It's like 30 cents a litre cheaper. I think it's like, hang on, 180, 150, it's 30 cents. I've just never been to that fuel station before in that area. Go a little out of the way, but it's worth it, 30 cents a litre. Especially on a full tank. 30 cents. I had to go anyway. At least I just got to film the cars.
50% off all Lazy Boy furniture.
What was there anyway?
Put your feet up.
It started raining. And the music. That was one of the worst ones for music. It was so loud. That was some sort of fundraising for what's it called? Neighbourhood Watch with a sign over there. Neighbourhood Watch sign.
And cargo bag, great fit, super comfy, starting at just $39.95. Now don't forget your state of origin gear while you're at it. At Lowe's.
Come on, let's get through the lights. 149.5 here too. No, 153.5 for unleaded. Come on. Thank you.
Everyone, catch you next weekend. Bye-bye.
See ya. I'm on you. This cop station's got like cameras facing on the road and a box coming out of a box. It's weird. Not actually in the police station, it's sitting just like outside of it. Wonder if they were plate readers or something. But definitely have camera facing in each way. I think there was something else there too.
Disadvantage for Australia compared with
198 up here. 198 to 195.
US Defense Secretary Pete said China poses an imminent threat to Taiwan. He's urging Asian nations to boost defense spending and partner with the US to deter war. He says the US won't be pushed out of Asia nor let allies be intimidated, despite China calling the US the biggest troublemaker for peace. A man's been taken to hospital after a 13-hour rescue operation in the New South Wales Southern Highlands. Emergency services were called to the waterfall east of Melbourne on Saturday afternoon where a man had fallen. The 24-year-old suffered injuries to his head, shoulder and ankle. He had been pulled out using a vertical rope lift. North Queensland locals wanting to quit smoking are being urged to take part in an expanded study. University of Queensland researchers are aiming to screen 1,000 people across the state, hoping to provide participants with access to nicotine replacement therapies and potentially life-saving lung cancer screenings. Lung specialist Professor Henry Marshall says the study holds national interest.
Lung cancer is unfortunately the leading cause of cancer death in Australia and the world, and there's a big push internationally to try and change that through lung cancer screening. And the difference with this study is that we're really focusing on helping people quit, so we're looking at that prevention plus the potential prevention.
And the music industry is mourning the loss of another Australian star. Brian Wilson reports.
Australian
finance $1 Aussie buying 63.4 US cents.
With the 4BC app, you have the power of 4BC in the palm of your hand. So add it to your phone now. Brisbane's 4BC.
The Seagulls have secured a dominant 34-6 win over the Broncos in the NRL. The Cowboys held on in Townsville to defeat the Tigers 32-28. Melbourne down Gold Coast 28-16. Today it's the Battle of the West with the Panthers taking on the Eels, both teams sitting at the bottom of the ladder, desperate for a win. Melbourne City has claimed the A-League Golden Trophy after a 1-0 win over Melbourne Victory. 29,000 fans packed the stadium to watch the match. Melbourne City captain Nazib Badic says it's an overwhelming win.
This club means so much to me. And you know, when I came back last year, the only goal I had was to bring a trophy to this football club. And it's been a team effort, that's for sure.
In the AFL, Adelaide has dealt Sydney a crushing 90-point loss at the SCG. And PSG has thrashed Inter Milan 5-0 to secure their first Champions League. Riot Police have clashed with fans outside the stadium in Paris. It's 1:04. That's the very latest news and sport.
Listen live, catch up, grab the highlights, enter to win. No matter where you are, you can do it all with the 4BC app.
Now at Domain. No deposit, 60 months interest free on a Latitude Go MasterCard and participating Latitude credit cards from Latitude Financial Services. Available on eligible purchases using an equal monthly payment plan. Monthly credit card fee currently $10.95 applies. Plus receive a bonus Domain gift card when you spend $1,000 or more. Purchases and new shop arrangements. I don't know the card. Mattresses and about $1,000.
Sit up everybody's ass.
Did you know that respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is not just a time of weakness? Adults can catch it too throughout their lives. Similar to other respiratory infections, a cough or sneeze can easily spread RSV. Though often mild, RSV infection can be serious. Older adults may experience severe complications compared with younger adults. For more information about RSV, talk to your healthcare professional. Sponsored by GlaxoSmithKline Australia Proprietary Limited, Melbourne.
It can start with a photo, maybe a drawing, or even a not-so-subtle nudge.
Chance of showers and a top 23 expected in Sydney and 24 in Ipswich.
This is all new. I haven't been over this before.
Overnight. Tomorrow, high chance of showers, most likely in the morning, tops of 23. Tuesday, morning showers, followed by a sunny day, tops of 25. And sunny on Wednesday with light winds, tops of 24. On Moreton Bay, winds sound easily up to 20 knots. Around the Midtown, bracket tops of 23 at North Lakes. I'm George Condeck.
Give way to buses.
Filling in for the one eye who's busted, broken one eye, and he's got
got the syphil, apparently.
He's got
car behind me skidding its wheels. Little Honda.
Didn't we go for this last time? You're boring.
Well, you're just the one who said super swipe. I didn't even know what it was until you brought it up.
You're not on the apps. And you should be.
Only a matter of time.
Darling.
The continuous call team, thanks to Macca's, Harvey Norman, Lowe's, Bryden's Lawyers, BP, Forex, BizCover, Transurban, Cash Converters.
Well, I'll tell you what, the thank you for sign up. Text line 0460 870. We're talking hankies and a bit of pankies as well. All right. What was that? Should hear someone.
I think he's come over from Triple F.
I think you might be right. Keep them coming.
And now, 4BC Brisbane and network stations across Australia. Live from Combank Stadium, Parramatta, it's time for the continuous call team.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Continuous Call Team on 2GB, 4BC and network stations right across Australia. It's thanks to Macca's and we're live from a sunny Combank Stadium for the Battle of the West between the Penrith Panthers and the Parramatta Eels. Kickoff is at 4:05pm. Jamie South will be here for all the action. And Neil Breen, who'll be making his sideline debut this afternoon. It's a beautiful day out here and a huge crowd is expected. The four-time defending premiers sit last on the competition table in round 13. Can the Western Sydney Derby spark their season? Both teams are set to have their origin stars back, so it should be a beauty. A number of special guests on the show this afternoon. After Manly made 4 straight losses for the Broncos with a convincing 34-6 victory at home, Ruben Garrick will join us shortly. North Queensland young gun Jackson Purdue, who's had a breakout year, will also join us after the Cowboys survived a huge scare to hold off the Tigers 32 points to 28 in Townsville, and the Storm beat the Titans 28 points to 16 in the pouring rain on the Gold Coast. Throughout the afternoon, we'll have score updates between the Rabbitohs and the Warriors kicking off at 2pm at Accor Stadium, and we'll also keep you up to date with the Roosters and Raiders clash from Allianz Stadium at 6:15. Big Mar's favourite, Danica Mason from Nine's Wide World of Sports, will be along for a quick chat, and after the footy, as always, Adrian Prozenko from the Sydney Morning Herald will give us the latest breaking NRL news. We'd love to hear from you throughout the afternoon as always, and we've got plenty of prizes to give away, so you can give us a call on 131 873, email us at 2gb.com or 4bc.com.au, or you can shoot us through a text on 0460 873 873. Let's welcome in the continuous call team on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Daryl Broman, good afternoon to you.
Well, One Eye, it's great to see you.
One Eye?
Yeah, well, I heard someone say today on the Grant's show, One Eye. It happens a lot. It does, yeah. People call you One Eye.
A lot of people, I've been stopped before and people say, what happened to your eye? And
did you have a patch over it or anything?
No, I didn't have a patch over it, but
why not doing that? I think it'd be good.
What, wearing a patch?
Wearing a patch.
That's a signature move. What about the hat?
No, don't worry about that. No? Good afternoon to you, Sally, and, well, Breedy, welcome to you both. Sally, this is your debut.
I've done it a couple of years ago. Great.
Did you?
That was a highlight of mine.
That's right.
No, it was in the studio.
You worked with Bozo, did you?
Yeah, and I was very excited on the way in.
Nervous?
And,
I bet you that changed when you
absolute puckering the whole time. I don't think I said anything for the first half an hour, and I think Luke came in and said, "Mate, you got to say something." So
you were abroad by the great Gonzo.
I grew up listening to you guys on the radio. It's quite long trips, but I said something. I don't remember what I said, but he just leaned across and gave me a knuckle that said, "Well done, kid." So.
And the the Breedmeister's here, and he's making his debut on the sideline today.
He is. I am.
What's that?
Well, I've been thinking about it overnight, and I've got a lot of good contacts on the sideline, but they're all the other journos I'm going to steal info off. Is that all right?
What? Are you going to doorstop anyone?
Your best, mate.
What do they call it? Where you just get up, like,
bounce them.
If someone gets
up in a bear style.
If someone gets
I'm going to hammer people. Race up there. I'm going to hammer people down there to Saba.
I hope you have bounced someone down in the crowd, and then they can get.
Oh, that's that guy did the other. No, I'm really looking forward to it because
I guess Piggy's crook as well. Piggy's crook as well. So
yeah, Piggy's crook. I'm not fighting it. His name was Crook.
Mercedes-Benz driver, let me in.
Very much everybody.
But you like the rocky road.
I do love that, and the chips. Thank you.
Okay.
Great stuff. Well done.
You'll make it through till when the pies arrive. You'll just make it through.
3 o'clock for pies.
That was a bit late if you ask me.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Great game today. What about last night's footy? We actually called the Cowboys game, and they played the Tigers. And we had a bit of fun in the studio actually because Dancing Gums Gallen, who just also said yesterday Queensland was scared of Spencer Leniu. The players were scared of him, which was just outrageous. He did make a statement yesterday when it was 32-6 in favour of the Cowboys. I said something about, I think the Tigers are coming back. And he said, if the Tigers come back and win this game, I'll eat your underpants.
Oh, my God.
And then State scored?
You wouldn't believe it. State scored. It was just made to happen, wasn't it?
That was a crazy game. They could have won that in the West Tigers. Those sin bits hurt them. But the big story from last night from Broncos.
Oh, terrible.
It was diabolical.
What do you think? What do you think, Sam?
Me, personally, I think they're individualised the way they're playing at the moment. They don't look like they're playing together. I would suggest getting on a piss together and going and having,
just a blowout.
Well,
old school.
Usually when you have lost, they just don't look like they're enjoying their footy. There was 2 things last night. I don't know why Selvin Cobbo wasn't a fullback. I thought that when he's played fullback this year, they've won games. And the other part is that defensively, without Payne Haas and Paddy Carrigan, they are so individualised in what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then those 2 guys are so
flying in on my arm
because
coming
if
out
you're
of the
playing
window.
the Broncos right now, you just go after Payne Haas. And then Pat Carrigan, you put a pressure on him, then everyone else falls into line. He's the head of the snake. Every team has one, but right now, they look so fatigued. They look disinterested last night, which is why I chose Manly. I just thought Cherry Evans wasn't going to have 2 bad games in a row. He's too good for that. But they just look lethargic, which I'm going to say it right now. Broncos will miss the 8.
Mate, you know, they got hammered a couple of weeks ago for going out on a harbour cruise. They can't win. You can't win. Didn't they? Remember when it was on a harbour cruise?
That was a bonding
thing. They got hammered by people that have never played. Like journalists going,
get used to it.
You're up late or you had a bad... No,
but
the players know.
The players know, mate, but the general public don't. They read that stuff. They say, these blokes have had a shocker. Mate, the people read that stuff that these people are writing, and it affects the whole rugby league community, mate. It's a different... The players know. Players know what's going on.
Yeah.
The punters don't. None of the mill punters don't know. They pick up a
is, though,
they can't win in the situation they're in. And I'm sorry for cutting in, but you're saying they should go out and get on the drink, and I agree with you 100%. But as soon as they do that, what do you think they're going to do?
They'll get hammered.
If they happen to lose next game?
They'll get
absolutely smashed for getting on the drink and not.
The wider issue is you've got a team that went with it was against winning 2023. Fantastic season. They got to the grand final and kills. But Penrith turned it on and win the game. Okay, these things happen. Then last year they were dreadful. This year they're dreadful. There's something wrong at the club, but no one can properly explain it. Like in the playing group, Sowie, something's going amiss. Like they're in these opulent, the Clive Berghofer Centre, which is the most magnificent gym, and they run out on the field. They've got every single thing at their disposal, but there's just something's not right.
They look as though they're not interested, and that's a really bad thing to say about players.
If your job's to be a footy player, well, you've got to be
busy talking drive.
They've won one of their last 7, and they've lost games they should never lose. But I think the start of the year, now, 2 of them are highly likely to miss the 8. Highly likely to miss the 8. Storm may well go on and win it because they're just consistent, the Storm, but the others are playing awfully. Even Penrith last week, and I know they had their State of Origin players out and a couple of other blokes injured, but Penrith are usually, they're competitive.
They'll never be
They're smashed by Newcastle, who just at the moment can't do anything right.
But they've got to leave past Penrith. They've won 4 in a row. They've been poached by every club.
Correct.
They've lost players, right? We know that. The thing with Brisbane is they've gone from one extreme to the other in terms of coaches. They've got a guy who was well entrenched in the group, bit more people person, happy-go-lucky sort of thing, keep the vibes, keep the energy, to a disciplinarian that wants it his way. The great thing about Craig Bellamy is he's been able to adjust to that. Like, if he was a hard-ass like he was on Cronk and all those guys who were so great and had other players around him with structure and all that kind of stuff, if he was like that for Cameron Munster, Cameron Munster wouldn't be Cameron Munster. He's had to adapt to that. You've got Jerome Hughes playing all that. I think they've gone from one extreme to the other. They look extremely tired. It's not about training too hard. I reckon they're just mentally worn down. And usually in those situations, my experience, the harder you try, the worse you play. And last night, the fact that came together, they didn't try and they didn't play hard, made the Manly look like they were going to make the 4 last night.
How far is Reece Walshaw coming back?
But he's not going to fix it.
He's not going to do anything. But they're talking next week to score 6 points. They're lacking a lot of attack. He might bring a little bit.
He's due next week.
Yeah. Comes around the corner, comes over my lane. Only because he said sorry. I didn't say nothing. Only cheers. That happens quite often there.
Someone's writing a comment.
Forward drive wasn't meant to go around the corner that fast. That's why it came over in the lane. Still his mistake. Mel Kingsley. L played it too. Okay, everybody, I'm going to end the stream. Please like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.